Kaoru has a theory about why Tamaki describes himself as Haruhi's daddy in Ouran High School Host Club. This isn't just a single isolated quirk in Tamaki's behavior. He thinks of the entire host club as a single family unit. Kyoya is the mother, the twins are sons, Haruhi is his daughter, and so on. Kaoru speculates that Tamaki has turned the host club into a literal family as a way of keeping the peace between them, because Haruhi has introduced a profound degree of instability into the organization. Tamaki is in love with her, Hikaru is in love with her, and meanwhile Haruhi's own feelings are a mystery to the boys and perhaps also herself. The host club has become like a house of cards that could crumble if Tamaki or Hikaru explore their feelings too deeply. And so, according to Kaoru's theory, Tamaki keeps the growing pressure under control by sublimating their romantic longings into familial bonds. Tamaki and Hikaru can both love Haruhi in a way that keeps the peace of the host club, so long as they love her as a daughter or a sister, and refrain from asking too many questions of themselves about the reason why they hold her so close to their heart. After all, it's perfectly natural for members of a family to be closer with one another than any ordinary species of friend. But in episode 23, Kaoru realizes that his theory of Tamaki's imagined family isn't exactly right, because it vastly overestimates Tamaki's capacity to manage or even understand his own emotions. Tamaki had always thought of the host club as his family, and he was already describing Haruhi as his son on the very first day of their acquaintance, back when he still thought that she was a strangely adorable boy. He wasn't trying to keep the peace with Hikaru or anyone else when he first decided to become Haruhi's father. It was really just a symbol that he accepted her in the club. But this symbol did nevertheless blind Tamaki to the fact that he would go on to fall in love with Haruhi. He knew that he was jealous when she captured the attention of other boys. He knew that he longed to be alone with her, to entertain and comfort and empower her. But he interpreted all of these emotions through the lens of his imagined paternity. He simply thought it was natural for a father to feel these ways about his daughter. I think it's pretty clear that Tamaki was afraid of the way that he was actually in love with Haruhi, but his reasons for suppressing that love had nothing to do with his potential rivalry with Hikaru. Tamaki struggles to accept the idea that he is capable of receiving the same kind of love that he gives. And this is really built into his persona as a host. He is a man who immaculately charms his clients, but who also goes home alone at the end of the day. Tamaki is the illegitimate heir of a powerful family that resents his very existence because of the culturally shameful circumstances of his birth in France. And as a result, though he may certainly live in the lap of luxury, he also lives under the constant threat of being cast aside, or worse, if he should fail to please his superiors or his grandmother most of all. Tamaki therefore depends on his capacity to flatter and to deny his own emotions in order to atone for his illegitimate existence. This has given his personality an odd mix of outward confidence and inner insecurity. He's an excellent host because he plays on the hearts of his clients so skillfully, and yet he also keeps his own heart locked away because the circumstances of his birth deprive him of the right to legitimate love, of the sort that you'd find outside the abandoned music room that the host club calls its home. And I see that as the ultimate reason why Tamaki continued to think of himself as Haruhi's father long after his feelings had transformed into a deeper kind of love. It was another mechanism for locking his own heart away, because he could not even so much as register the possibility that a person as noble and radiant as Haruhi could feel anything for him outside of the seedy boundaries of the host club.